was quite an exciting array of noises. Yeah,
that was horrible. Who was
Roberta Jeffries from Dulwich? You might want to see someone about
Welchiness.
That.
That was just. Oh god.
Yeah, my synesthesia is really playing up now.
That was a horror. I'm really not happy we did
quite violated.
Yeah. What's the most curious noise you can make, Claire? 3, 2, 1, make a noise.
I have to think. Look, give this one a little.
That's not a noise. Those are words.
Oh,
words.
No. I'm an English student.
You get one more chance. You get one more chance to make a curious noise, or there'll be hell to pay.
Actually, to be fair, a curious noise is probably the noise that one would make if curious. So I'd go for something a bit camp and 70s, kind of like, oh, I think that'd be quite a good noise.
That's a reasonable noise, actually. Yeah, I do like that noise.
Yeah. What about the curiousest noise you make?
I think the curious noise, like the curiousest. The most curious noise I can make is just this one. Silent. You see?
Well, it doesn't instantly elicit curiosity in me.
A lack of noise. Yeah, I'd say a lack of noise. There's so many possibilities. Infinitesimal. Yeah. That's also the wrong way. Infinite possibility. A myriad of so many hundreds of possibilities.
At least 6.
At least 7.
Actually, we were talking about big numbers last night because we were having one of those rare conversations where we end up talking about our degrees, given we spend our life trying to forget our degrees. And I was lying about the fact that the Romans were appallingly bad at counting.
You lied! Oh God, I believed you. I believed you.
I do classics, by the way. I don't just loll about Romans. And it's quite interesting that if you read Roman literature, the word for I think 5,000 is the same as the word for a great deal or many. So they'll sort of, it makes the historical documents a bit questionable, given we're working with people whose concept...
Maybe it's because of 5,000 for, a chariot is, a really good price. It's a great deal.
Yeah, it's
kind of makes sense,
really. Good deal. But their basic sort of method of counting is 1, 2, 3, 10. Oh, loads. Plenty. More than you could shake Boadicea's chariot at. And so when you read historical documents, they'll be like, oh, there were 50,000, 100... millions of Persians, thousands of the buggers, Persians as far as the eye could see, and one of us, and we killed them all. And you think, really, Tacitus, the Roman historian, who you should all be familiar with, really? Shocking.
Those bloody Romans.
Bloody Romans.
I think they should be banned.
What have they ever done for us, though? Who's ever done a joke about that? You think they should be banned, though?
I think they should be banned. I would. When I'm in charge of the country, all Romans should be banned.
Yeah.
It's,
Roman about.
The bloody government allowing Romans to exist. It's political correctness gone mad,
Mental.
it is.
Mental.
Political correctness gone mad.
Yeah. Greeks, though, fine.
Yeah,
they
don't
right. Bugger any goats.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, and Phoenicians, like you say.
Phoenicians?
Yeah.
From phonics.
From phonics, yeah. Indeed. Well, we're coming towards the end of the show now. We've got 10 minutes to go.
Oh, God,
12 minutes to be precise.
My God, time flies by when you start.
Time flies by
when you start 10 minutes late.
Yeah. Did we start 10 minutes late?
We started, a bit less. We started a bit late.
Oh dear.
It was because of Xavier was just standing in front of the studio, not letting us in. Is the reason. So. Xavier, who was seems to be banging on the inside of
there he is. I can hear it.
Interesting. He only made the noise after I mentioned it. Yeah. Weirdly, but I assure you,
now, aren't we, Javier?
He was making the noise but quiet after I mentioned it.
Oh really? Okay.
Shut up!
That's quite a dent you've made in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that seems to have worked. Yeah.
Right.
If you could meet Queen Elizabeth I while wearing a hat.
Oh, while wearing a hat.
What would you say if you were wearing? No, she's wearing a hat.
She's wearing a hat. Okay.
What if you're both wearing hats?
She's wearing. What kind of hat we're both wearing? I want to get in the zone here.
Any hat.
Any hat. Okay, cool.
Would there be a different response for different kinds of hat?
Possibly. So
she. Fez. Suppose you're both wearing a fez.
We're both wearing fezzes. Cool.
One big fez. You're both just wearing one massive
both together, hiding in a big fez.
But what would you say to her in that situation? I mean, if you met that immense historical figure and you were wearing a fez, one massive fez, what would you say?
Well, first of all, I'd congratulate her on her work with coping with the Spanish Armada. It was partially due to weather and topographical conditions, but I think that in the long run she did, play the role well. Good speech making as well. I would warn her, however, about diplomatic relationships with Scotland. I think maybe that's something she ought to look at before her reign is over. And perhaps providing the country with an heir. I think that is something we all want from a virgin queen.
Because otherwise we couldn't breathe if there was no air.
No, this is true. Yeah. Also, air, not comprised entirely of oxygen. Stop saying it, it's annoying.
What would you say if she was wearing 2 hats?
2 hats? Oh, I just tell her to bugger off.
Fair enough. Because it's a
Two
different.
hats just excessive. That's
It's just a different,
It's just a different case.
I'd be like, what are you, Queenie? You know,
what are you?
You're two hats.
Two-headed monster.
Yeah. So, spendthrift and ridiculous. It's just,
prodigal.
It's just
I call it
disgusting, really.
prodigal.
So bourgeois.
Yeah.
Prodigal.
Yeah. Like the prodigal son.
Yeah.
Deeply unfair story, the
prodigal
prodigal son.
I don't really know it very well.
Well, it's a thingy in the Bible where there's a man who has two sons. Bible story time, children. Sit around and get your orange squash.
It is Sunday. Wait, no, it isn't.
Is it Sunday?
If you're listening to this recording on Sunday,
it's Tuesday and it's pale yellow in colour, much like Sunday, and as a result, there's a man who has two sons, one of whom's a wonderful, perfect model biblical son, the other whom's a bit of a tosser. The son who's a bit of a tosser is all like, oh yeah, I'm going to go travelling, like in Cambodia, and find myself, and maybe like patronise some brown people. I think that'd be really cool. Dad, if you could like give me the money to finance this, it'd be amazing. The dad's like, go forth, my son, and find yourself. And he's like, thanks, Dad, I will. So he goes off and takes all manner of substances and grows his hair long and shaves it off.
Takes a load of E.
Drops some acid. Wears a tie-dye shirt. Drops some acid. Gets athlete's foot.
Drops some acid. Picks it back up.
Yeah. Drops it again. Very careless. Becomes intimately acquainted with his best friend's bowel movements. Comes back home after all this time. In the meantime, the other son has created a wonderful sort of life for himself on the farm. He's been, helping his father out, being like basically a fantastic human being. And the prodigal son just returns after all this time and is like, "Hi, Dad. It's just so good to reconnect with you." And the father's like, my son, here, boring other son who didn't go to Cambodia because he couldn't be bothered to get his passport renewed. Why don't you give all your money and all your wealth, and I'll give all of mine to this prodigal bastard as a gesture of thanks, and why don't you go and live in a pile of poo somewhere? And the other son's like, what? No, don't take my wife, stop taking my things. I spent years carefully having a 9-to-5 job and a paper round every morning before work to try and build this up, and you're just taking it away from me. It's not my fault I didn't go to Cambodia. I didn't get my passport renewed because I couldn't afford it, because I was saving my money in an ISA. Leave me alone. And that's the moral of the prodigal son. And I find it very unfair.
Well, to be fair,
hipsters will out.
To be fair, he did have to put up with a name like Prodigal.
It's like the word prod, isn't it? It's quite funny.
Yeah, or diggle.
It's
one of my least favourite words.
Is it? What does it mean?
Exactly, it has no meaning.
Diggle.
What does it mean?
Diggleswade. Biggleswade is a place, isn't it?
Biggleswade?
Biggleswade, I think so. It's
the
name
for a place. I think it is actually.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've lost all our Biggleswade things. I'm sorry. If you're from Biggleswade, I didn't mean it, okay? It's a lovely place. I just thought it's a funny name. I don't even think it's a funny name. It's a perfectly normal name. I'm sorry.
Oh, I have no idea where it is.
Yeah, I have no idea where it is. Probably a shithole. Xavier seems to be slightly worried.
He does seem slightly concerned.
He's sort of rocking back and forth in that.
I feel slightly responsible. Do you think we should maybe take that filing cabinet home with us and try and cut it open?
The thing is, fortunately, I have a one of those big spinny wheels with the spikes on. Like, those big sharp wheels.
The things that St. Catherine was an angle. Oh right.
I currently have an angle grinder on me. I'd forgotten about it. I'm going to go cut him out. Right, give me a second.
Okay. I'm very well the Oh, here we go. Cracking special effects on the show. Oh, he's angle grinding away. That was the wrong filing cabinet, you fool.
Damn it! Next one.
Why are there so many filing cabinets in this goddamn place? Oh, he's out. There we go.
He's out, but unfortunately though, he no longer has a head, so
okay, well,
it's a real mixed bag.
Instead of just lying there bleeding, Javier, you might as well make yourself useful and let the next show in.
Why is he not moving? He doesn't have a bloody head. People these days, I don't have a head. I need some government handouts. I'm just going to live on benefit. Bloody political correctness gone mad.
Speaking of which, one sponge up that blood.
I'm going to go kick Xavier until his headless body starts to move.
Right, well, as Ben kicking Xavier slowly fades into the distance, I'm going to leave you with the next song, which has come up on my list. The theme we've been going for this evening, I don't know if you've noticed it, is songs with place names in the title. And I had a little shifty on our playlist, and I found The King and Queen of America by the Eurythmics, which I can't actually picture, to be honest, but I'm going to give it a shot.
I've never heard it.
I've never heard of it. Let's give it a try.
Crazy.
Thanks very much for listening. We're going to hand you over to the next show in a minute.
Thank you. We need your listenership. We need it.
More of you. Listen next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. See you later.
Play that song.
Play that song. Bye.